Introduction. Exhausted after a day of work. The journey to reconnect with myself. Have you ever finished a workday and just wanted to let go of everything? It's not the tired that comes from a gym workout or a day of heavy travel. It's a deeper kind of fatigue, a complete exhaustion, as if someone had drained the very life energy out of you through every little task throughout the day. My mind feels empty. It's like someone pulled the plug and forgot to recharge it. I've been there, every single day. I didn't understand why. I ate well, slept on time, even worked out a few times a week. In theory, I was living healthily, but every evening after work, I'd return home like a shadow. I couldn't feel the life within me anymore, as if all the energy had been drained away. I went through my daily tasks, with meetings, deadlines, emails, and the endless duties that passed without leaving any memorable mark. Each completed task felt like a heavy stone pressing down on my back. When I got home, all I wanted to do was lie down on the couch. There was no energy left to do anything. My phone sat next to me. I opened it reflexively, started scrolling through news feeds, social media, short videos, little pieces of entertainment. An hour passed, then two, but I didn't feel happy or satisfied with what I was doing. There was no laughter, no sense of fulfillment, no feeling at all. Each day that went by, I seemed to lose more connection with myself. A life full of exhaustion with no way out, as if I was just going through the motions without truly living. Everything around me became dull and meaningless. I couldn't feel that I had a purpose or passion. Everything I did, whether at work or in my personal time, felt lifeless. Sometimes, I would just sit still, staring at the blank wall in front of me. Ideas, plans, desires seemed to fade away. Inside me was an endless void, as if I no longer understood what I wanted or needed in life. I thought I'd clean the room, cook, call my mom, read a book, or learn something new, but I couldn't do any of it. All my intentions dissolved in the invisible fatigue. And then, I'd go to bed. Feelings of disappointment, meaninglessness, and helplessness would creep into every breath. The next day, a new day began, and the cycle repeated like an endless spiral. Every day, I continued like this, exhausted but not knowing how to break free. I felt like I was living in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. I thought about the moments when I could do something meaningful, moments when I could do something to make myself feel more complete and alive. But when a new day came, I was once again swept into the chains of work, pressure, and fatigue, making it impossible for me to pause and reconnect with myself. But then, one day, I realized that life is not just about stressful work hours, not just about the disappointment I felt about myself after every day. I realized that I had lost myself in this fast-paced life, and I began the journey to reconnect with myself. I realized that exhaustion is not just physical fatigue, but also mental and emotional burnout. This feeling isn't the result of overworking, it comes when you constantly neglect the deeper needs of yourself. When you live a life where each day is just a continuation from one task to the next without purpose or connection to yourself, you'll feel drained. The journey to reconnect with yourself is not an easy one, but it's an essential process to regain the energy and vitality in life. It begins with small changes, but each change brings a great sense of renewal. 7 easy habits that helped me regain my energy after work. Part 1. Simulating the commute, a journey of transition from work to personal life in modern life. We are always looking for ways to connect work and personal life, but sometimes the clear separation between these two aspects becomes blurred. Especially when the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to work from home, those boundaries seem to disappear completely. Looking back to the days when I worked in an office, I clearly remember the feeling of transition between work and personal life. It wasn't just about traveling from point A to point B, it was also the moment when I shifted my focus and mindset from being a worker to being a person. However, when I started working from home, everything changed. Without commuting, I no longer had that moment of separation between work and personal life. Sometimes, I sat at my desk all day long without knowing when I started working and when I finished. I no longer felt the distinction between being at work and returning home. That transition time was gone, and I didn't realize it until I felt completely exhausted at the end of the day without understanding why. That's when I realized that one of the key factors that helps us maintain a balance between work and life is this transition period, a time when our minds switch modes from work to personal activities, relaxation, and reconnecting with ourselves. But when working from home, I had lost this crucial time, and I began to feel a part of my energy was missing. So, how can we restore this transition while working from home? I found a simple yet effective solution: simulating the commute, a routine of walking for 10 minutes every day before and after work. The loss of transition time. Before technology and remote work trends became mainstream, commuting between home and work was an integral part of many people's daily routines. That time wasn't just about getting to the office, it was an essential transition space, a moment in which we could momentarily distance ourselves from work, recalibrate our mindset, and prepare for a new day. Even if it was a short trip, that period brought us a sense of mental relief. Whether by bus, car, or foot, that was a time to reflect, relax, or simply rest while letting our minds wander. When working from home, we lose that important transition. I no longer had that time to distance myself from work and mentally prepare to switch to my personal life. Regardless of whether it was morning or evening, I was at the same spot, in front of the same desk, day after day. I started my day at home, and when work ended, I remained seated there. There was no clear boundary between work and personal life. And that's when I realized I felt drained, stressed, and mentally exhausted without any clear reason. The solution? Simulating the commute. Realizing the issue, I began experimenting with a simple yet effective solution: simulating my commute. Since I couldn't physically commute to the office, I decided to go for a walk. Every day, before starting work and after finishing work, I dedicated 10 minutes to walk outside. No phones, no electronic devices, just me, my footsteps, and the outside world. In those moments, I did nothing but breathe and take in the surroundings. At first, I felt somewhat silly, unsure if this would actually make a difference. I was used to sitting at my desk all day with piles of unfinished tasks and endless thoughts on my mind. But after just a few days of doing this, I noticed that the feelings of exhaustion, tension, and fatigue I once carried started to diminish. I no longer felt stuck in work mode, deprived of the comfort and relaxation of personal life. The important thing was that during those 10 minutes of walking, I didn't bring my phone with me. I completely left work behind, leaving emails, messages, and unanswered calls. I simply took 10 minutes to reset, relax, and transition my mind from work mode to personal time. The experience of the mental shift. One of the most obvious benefits I noticed from this walk was the shift in mood. Walking helped me shake off the stress and worries of work and opened me up to the good things in life. Especially during the walk after work, I felt like I was temporarily leaving work behind, allowing myself to rest and recharge. It was like flipping a switch in my mind. When I stepped outside and started walking, I knew that work was over and now it was time for personal life. Those 10 minutes of walking served as a reset for my mind. The worries about work, emails that hadn't been answered, and the thoughts around deadlines all disappeared in the fresh air and the peaceful outdoor environment. Another wonderful side effect of this routine was the connection with nature. Even if it was just a short walk, just being surrounded by greenery and enjoying the quiet, free from phone distractions, made me feel as though I was being reborn, immersed in a fresh and peaceful world. Those moments didn't just help me switch gears, they also made me appreciate the little things in life. Reconnecting with myself. What I learned from simulating the commute was the importance of creating transition spaces in our daily routines. In today's fast-paced world, we often forget to take time for ourselves, to recharge and find inner peace. A simple simulated commute can help you do just that, pulling your mind out of the work vortex and allowing you to reconnect with yourself. More than that, walking didn't just help me separate work from personal life, it helped me appreciate the moments of silence, those minutes when I wasn't influenced by my phone or the constant stream of thoughts about work. It reminded me that sometimes, it's not the work or the busyness that matters, but the ability to create space for yourself, to feel alive, and to appreciate the little things. Sharing the positive habit. And now, I want to share this habit with anyone who is feeling stressed, exhausted, or unable to separate work from personal life. If you find yourself caught in the cycle of work, unable to reconnect with yourself, try adopting the habit of walking for 10 minutes before and after work. Step away from work, get outside, and allow yourself to breathe, to take in the surroundings, and to give your mind a break. Just like flipping a mental switch, those 10 minutes will make a noticeable difference. Try it and feel the transformation. You'll see the world around you become more vibrant, and you'll feel alive again. Part 2. Don't let the couch swallow you. Take control of your rest in a world that demands more and more of our time. The quest for relaxation often becomes a struggle between taking the much-needed rest we deserve and succumbing to the ever-tempting inertia of the couch. It's all too familiar. You come home after a long, grueling day at work, and the first thing you want to do is plop down onto the sofa, thinking you'll just sit for a few minutes. And then, before you know it, those few minutes turn into hours. The couch has a way of drawing us in, almost as if it's silently conspiring to keep us stuck in its comfortable embrace. The danger isn't just physical, it's mental too. We find ourselves feeling guilty about the hours we waste, watching mindless TV or scrolling endlessly through our phones. And that sense of guilt adds to the weariness, creating a vicious cycle. This is a common trap, and many of us fall into it, because, let's face it, the couch is just so inviting. But what if there was a way to rest, recharge, and still feel good about it? What if we could break free from the gravitational pull of the sofa and turn our rest time into a conscious, rejuvenating experience? The trap of just sitting for a bit. The real problem with the couch is that it encourages a passive type of rest. Sitting down for a quick break can easily morph into a few hours spent zoning out. The body becomes slack, the mind becomes foggy, and soon enough, the clock has ticked away hours, and you're left with a feeling of time lost. What began as a seemingly innocent moment of relaxation often ends in physical discomfort from poor posture, mental fatigue from overconsumption of passive entertainment, and emotional frustration at wasting precious time. Have you ever looked at the clock and realized that, in the span of just 1 hour, you've mindlessly scrolled through social media, watched several episodes of a show, or even played a game on your phone, all without any real sense of accomplishment or enjoyment? That's the trap. And the longer you remain in this trance-like state, the harder it becomes to break free. You might even start feeling more lethargic and drained than when you first sat down. This is not the restorative break your body needs, it's just a temporary escape that doesn't truly replenish your energy or mindset. The power of conscious rest. Wake yourself up before you sit. The solution? Simple. Before you sink into the couch, make it a point to do something small, yet powerful, that wakes you up, physically and mentally. This could be anything from a few minutes of stretching or a quick, energetic dance session to preparing a healthy snack or meal. These actions are designed not only to shift your body but also to shift your mindset, creating a conscious transition between work and rest. You see, the key to turning rest into something truly restorative lies in awareness. If you sit down on the couch without consciously preparing yourself to unwind, the rest might not feel as satisfying. But by taking a few moments before sitting, you can shift your body out of work mode and into a more relaxed, rejuvenated state. This small act of intention helps your body release tension, your mind relax, and your energy levels return to balance. For instance, start with a simple stretch routine, nothing too complex, just a few minutes of gentle movements to stretch out your legs, arms, and back. This can ease any tension you might still be holding on to and also get your blood flowing. Or, if you're feeling more energetic, why not try dancing for a few minutes? Put on a favorite upbeat song and let yourself move, letting the rhythm guide your body. Dancing, even for a short while, is a wonderful way to release any pent-up energy, improve your mood, and feel more alive. Even cooking a healthy meal can be a form of preemptive rest. It may sound counterintuitive, but preparing your food with care and intention can actually be incredibly therapeutic. The focus it requires helps you leave the stresses of the day behind, and by nourishing your body with wholesome ingredients, you are doing something positive for both your physical and mental well-being. Plus, the act of cooking itself can be surprisingly meditative, chopping vegetables, stirring pots, and savoring the process of creating something with your own hands. The result, resting with purpose. By taking this approach, you'll begin to notice a big difference in how you feel after your rest. You won't feel the same sense of guilt or sluggishness that accompanies mindless TV watching or scrolling. Instead, you'll feel restored, both physically and mentally, because you've taken the time to actively prepare yourself to relax. It's about making rest a conscious decision, one that actively rejuvenates you rather than letting it slip into wasted time. When you make the choice to engage in a small, intentional activity before resting, you're setting yourself up for success in terms of recovery. It's the difference between being swallowed by the couch and using that time to truly recharge, knowing that you're respecting your body and mind. The beauty of this simple act is that it not only gives you the chance to rejuvenate but also prevents that feeling of, "I could have done something more," later. You'll rest without regret, knowing that you've treated your body and mind with care. This habit will give you a sense of control over how you spend your time, so you don't fall into the trap of passivity. Reclaiming your time and energy. It's incredibly easy to let the couch and passive forms of entertainment take over after a long day, but the solution lies in making deliberate choices. With just a few minutes of intentional movement or activity, you can regain control over your energy and your well-being. The next time you feel the temptation to just sit for a bit, remember that you have the power to choose. You can decide whether to mindlessly zone out or to take the opportunity to recharge in a way that truly serves you. By integrating these simple actions into your routine, you'll notice that you're not just recharging your energy but also enhancing your overall sense of well-being. You won't just be sitting on the couch, you'll be sitting with intention, purpose, and a refreshed mindset. You'll become more in tune with your body's needs and have a greater sense of balance between work and rest. Ultimately, this conscious rest will help you stay energized, motivated, and inspired in all areas of your life. It's time to stop letting the couch swallow you. Take control of your rest, infuse it with purpose, and feel the difference it makes. Your body and mind deserve it. Part 3. Create a post-work playlist. Refresh your mood, replenish your energy. In today's modern life, not only is work filled with stress, but we also face countless unnamed pressures that accumulate on us each day. After a long day at work, you might feel drained, stressed, and sometimes completely out of energy. However, there's something wonderful we can turn to in order to soothe our moods and bring balance to our souls: music. How can music change your life? Science has proven that music can have a profound effect on our emotions. Not only does it help us relax, but it also has the power to lift our spirits, release energy, and even help us change the way we perceive everything around us. With its ability to influence our psychology and emotions, music becomes one of the most effective tools for helping us transform after a stressful day at work. Creating a post-work playlist, the key to shifting after a workday. One of the best ways to cope with feelings of exhaustion and stress is to create a playlist of music for those moments after work. This playlist can become your mental medicine to heal, shake off worries, and recharge your energy to enter new activities in the evening. Creating this playlist isn't just a simple task. You need to take the time to choose songs that can shift your mood. Start your playlist with soft, soothing tracks that help your body and mind gradually break free from tension. Acoustic, indie melodies or soft ballads can be ideal choices to begin. This kind of music will help you reconnect with a sense of peace after a busy workday. Once you've allowed yourself to relax, gradually introduce more upbeat tracks, with faster tempos and higher energy that will make you feel more vibrant. You can opt for energetic pop songs, or strong rhythms from rock, hip-hop, or dance music. These kinds of songs can help you break free from fatigue, reignite joy, and boost your motivation to do things that excite you. Why is gradual transition so important? Not everyone can easily transition from a state of stress to happiness immediately. It takes time and patience. Creating a playlist with gradual shifts in music helps your body slowly release tension, while also giving your mind time to adapt. It's a process that helps your brain adjust to the change from exhaustion to relaxation, then to renewed energy. Dancing, even awkwardly, it helps release positive energy. An essential part of your post-work playlist is the combination of music and body movement. You don't have to be a professional dancer, but surely, simply moving your body and swaying to the rhythm of the music can start releasing positive energy. Don't worry if you're not a graceful dancer, just let go of your inhibitions and let the music guide you. When you dance, your body releases endorphins, the hormone that makes you feel good. This is why, when you play your favorite songs and begin moving along with them, you'll instantly feel more relaxed, joyful, and energetic. It reduces stress, anxiety, and is a great way to release any lingering tiredness after a busy day at work. Moreover, dancing also helps improve your physical health. Even the simplest dance movements will get your body moving, improve blood circulation, and make you feel healthier. Don't hesitate to stand in front of the mirror and start dancing to your favorite tunes. The key is to enjoy every moment, free yourself from negative emotions, and embrace the positive energy that comes from your own body. Music and movement, the perfect combo to banish fatigue. It's not just about listening to music. The combination of music and movement is the golden formula that allows you to recharge quickly and effectively. Music will help you unwind, and when you move your body, your brain releases neurotransmitters that reduce pain and boost mood. The satisfaction after moving to music will make you feel completely alert and ready to face any challenges life throws your way. Try dedicating 15 to 20 minutes a day to create a fun, energetic space with music and body movement. You can try simple exercises like yoga, freestyle dancing, or even just walking while listening to music you love. This doesn't just help you reduce stress, but it will make you feel happier and healthier. Conclusion: create a post-work playlist, bring balance and joy back to your life. Life is a series of moments, and if you know how to use those moments wisely, you'll find peace and happiness even in stressful times. Music can be an effective remedy to release tension and fatigue after a long day at work. Create your special post-work playlist, allow yourself to relax and gradually recharge with positive energy. And don't forget, sometimes the simplest dance moves, no matter how imperfect, are an important part of releasing stress and regaining energy. Try it today, and you'll see that just a few minutes each day can make a huge difference in your life. Part 4. Don't let work take all your best energy. Finding balance. Work has always been an important part of life, and all of us strive for success and give our best to the tasks and projects we're assigned. However, there is one thing that many people overlook in the process of being busy: themselves. The world around us seems to demand that we constantly strive, that we must continually contribute, and sometimes we forget that we, too, need to take care of ourselves. It's very easy to fall into the trap of overworking and giving all of our energy to work while ourselves slowly become drained, tired, and worn out. Imagine a day when you wake up, start a new work week, and you devote all of your time, focus, and energy to completing tasks. You're always the person working hard, pushing yourself to meet goals, but slowly, you start to realize something: you've given so much to work that you've forgotten about yourself. Work has taken not just your time but also your mental energy. Meetings, deadlines, and endless projects overwhelm you, and soon you feel like you have no life or energy left for yourself or your loved ones. This can easily happen when you become overly focused on work and feel that you must always be perfect, always achieve everything you set out to do. But is this really necessary? Can we achieve sustainable success without sacrificing ourselves too much? And does pouring all our energy into work truly bring us fulfillment, or is it simply a never-ending cycle of exhaustion? The trap of perfectionism. We all know that success is important in the modern world. However, society's evaluation of success is often too strict, and sometimes we feel pressured to meet high expectations, sometimes even unreasonable ones, from ourselves or others. Every day, we wake up and tell ourselves we have to do everything perfectly, from work to maintaining relationships, taking care of family, friends, or even self-care. But sometimes, it's the pursuit of perfection that causes us to miss out on truly living and enjoying life. This feeling can get worse when you realize that work has consumed all of your precious time. You might start working early in the morning and continue until late at night, even on weekends. Endless meetings, continuous emails, stacked up projects. It all falls onto you, and you feel like you're running a never-ending race. But there's one important thing you forget: work is not everything, and you don't always have to be perfect. Solution: do good work, but don't let it control your emotions. The solution to this problem is not to give up on work or reduce your effort. In fact, you can still perform well and achieve success if you change your approach. The key is balance and self-awareness. First, recognize that you are not a work machine that can operate tirelessly. You are a human being with emotions, needs, and desires. You need time to rest and recharge. Taking time for yourself doesn't mean you aren't performing well at work. In fact, resting and taking care of yourself allows you to work more effectively, maintain your energy in the long run, and focus better on your tasks. Don't let work be the thing that completely controls your emotions and your life. You can still do your best at work without sacrificing your personal needs. This could involve taking time for your hobbies, for your loved ones, or simply enjoying some quiet moments to do what makes you happy. Instead of working relentlessly, you should establish habits that allow you to take meaningful breaks. You can start by breaking down your work periods into smaller chunks and combining them with short breaks. For example, instead of working for 8 hours straight, you could work for 4 hours and then take a 30-minute break to relax, take a walk, or exercise. These short breaks will help you recharge and reduce stress. What's crucial here is learning to control your emotions while working. Don't let work dominate and make you feel constantly stressed. One way to do this is to recognize the signs when your emotions are being overwhelmed by work. When you start feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or helpless before a large workload. When that happens, stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and take a step back to reassess the situation with a clearer mind. Lesson: you don't have to be perfect all the time. One of the most important lessons I've learned through my experience of working hard is that you don't have to be perfect all the time. Perfection is not the standard by which your value should be measured. In both work and life, we will all face setbacks, moments of failure, or times when things don't go as planned. But that doesn't mean we're not good enough or not valuable. Perfection is just an illusion, a standard we create for ourselves that puts undue pressure on us. Instead of chasing perfection, focus on doing your best within your capacity without needing everything to be perfect. You may not be the person who always gets an A in everything, but you can still be someone who works with quality and brings real value. Accepting that things don't always have to be perfect will also relieve pressure and help you feel more comfortable in your work. You won't feel guilty every time you take time for yourself instead of working. Conclusion: don't let work steal your best energy. The key to a harmonious life is balance. A balance between work and personal life, between what you have to do and what you want to do. How you allocate your energy every day will greatly affect your physical and mental health. Remember that work is an important part of life, but it is not everything. Work will always come with demands and pressures, but you don't need to sacrifice all of your energy to meet them. As long as you know how to work well and find ways to recover yourself, you won't feel exhausted and will perform better. Finally, remember that you don't have to be perfect all the time. The feeling of imperfection is sometimes a sign that you're overworking and need to stop to take care of yourself. Love and protect yourself, because only when you have enough energy and health can you truly give your best to work and life. Remember, you deserve rest and self-care. Don't let work take all of your best energy. Part 5. Learning to say no kindly. Protecting your energy. Fatigue is something most of us have experienced at least once in our lives, and perhaps one of the main reasons we feel drained is the overwhelming busyness of our lives. In reality, exhaustion doesn't just stem from our main jobs, but also from the demands and requests around us, from family, friends, colleagues, or even the commitments we place on ourselves. And one thing many people either don't know how to do or are hesitant to do is learning to say no kindly. When we don't know how to say no, we end up feeling like we must accept everything, be it attending an after-hours meeting, helping with extra tasks, or simply accepting invitations from others. Over time, this leads to energy depletion, not just physically but emotionally as well. Learning to say no isn't easy, but it's crucial if we want to maintain our health and mental well-being in daily life. The fatigue that comes from taking on too much in a society that constantly emphasizes productivity and proactivity. Many people feel they must do everything. We fear being criticized if we don't join an important meeting, or we feel guilty if we refuse to help a friend. Sometimes, we even take on extra work because we worry that saying no will disappoint others or make us seem irresponsible. However, the truth is, when we try to do too much, we won't be able to do anything well. When we take on too many tasks, we lose time and energy for the things that truly matter, like self-care, relaxation, or even just unwinding. The constant busyness can lead to burnout, stress, and anxiety. Over time, we find ourselves without the energy to focus on what's important, and we may start to feel disconnected from life. Furthermore, when we do too many things, we often fall into a state of ineffective work, where our focus is scattered, productivity declines, and fatigue gradually increases. Instead of feeling proud of completing many tasks, we end up feeling lost, without time for what truly matters, and unable to enjoy life. Therefore, learning to say no kindly is an important skill to protect our well-being and maintain a healthy balance in life. Solution: learn to say no gently. Keep time for yourself. Learning to say no isn't simple. Often, we feel guilty when refusing others, especially when they're asking for help or inviting us to be part of something. However, what's important to realize is that saying no doesn't mean we don't care about others. It means we respect ourselves. When we don't say no, we end up wasting valuable time and energy, making it impossible to care for ourselves or focus on the truly important things in life. One way to say no without hurting anyone's feelings is by using gentle phrasing. You can refuse kindly without upsetting others by being sincere, empathetic, but also firm about protecting your time and energy. For instance, instead of saying bluntly, "No, I can't help," you can say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I need to focus on some personal tasks right now." Or, "I'm sorry, I can't participate this time, but hopefully we can do something next time." These responses show respect for the other person while also safeguarding your peace of mind. To refuse effectively, it's crucial to identify your priorities. Before taking on any extra tasks or commitments, ask yourself whether it's truly important or not. If not, don't hesitate to politely decline with a clear and honest reason. Doing this not only helps you save time and energy but also creates space for living a life that you genuinely want to enjoy. Remember, saying no isn't about being selfish or irresponsible, it's about protecting your own well-being. Learning how to say no at the right times helps you maintain focus, creativity, and perform your best work. The result? People still respect you, and you keep your energy. When you start learning to say no, you'll notice something very interesting. People will still respect you. Saying no politely doesn't only help you protect your health, it shows others that you have boundaries and know how to manage your time. They will understand that you can't always be available, and you're not afraid to say no when necessary. This builds mutual respect because they see you as someone who is self-reliant, knows what they want, and is willing to protect their time and energy. Moreover, when you say no with a reasonable and clear explanation, you also show responsibility towards yourself. This not only benefits you but helps create a more positive working and social environment. When people see that you can refuse without causing offense, they will follow suit and learn how to protect their own time and energy as well. This creates a positive feedback loop, where everyone learns to respect each other's personal freedom. And finally, when you can refuse gently, you will feel less stressed and exhausted. You'll be able to focus on what truly matters to you and feel like your life is more balanced and harmonious. Your energy won't be drained by outside demands, and you will feel more confident, healthy, and energized to face life. The lesson: learning to say no to protect yourself. Learning to say no kindly is an essential skill we all need to maintain our mental and physical health. It's not a selfish act, but a way to protect yourself and maintain balance in life. When you learn how to say no at the right times, you not only save time and energy for yourself, but you also foster healthier, more respectful relationships with those around you. So, don't be afraid to say no when necessary. Protect yourself so you can live a fuller and happier life. Part 6. True rest, not doom scrolling. In the modern world, everything seems to move at a dizzying pace. Work, relationships, and other responsibilities constantly demand our attention. This can easily lead to feelings of stress and exhaustion. However, when we feel tired and need to rest, sometimes we fall into a trap that most people don't realize: doom scrolling, the act of continuously scrolling through posts, videos, and news on social media without a clear purpose. Although it may seem like we're resting, in reality, it is just a different form of information overload that only adds to our stress, rather than helping us relax and recharge. So how can we have real rest, not a false rest, like doom scrolling? Doom scrolling, false rest. Surely, you've experienced an evening, after a long and tiring day of work, when you lie in bed, phone in hand, and begin scrolling through social media. Initially, you may just want to check the latest news, but a few minutes later, you find yourself trapped in an endless cycle that lasts for hours. You watch videos about recent events, read contentious posts, view negative information, or see photos of others' victories, and slowly, you find yourself sinking into a state of exhaustion and worry. Even though it feels like you're resting, your brain is still actively working, being constantly stimulated by images and information that you have no control over. This is not true rest. In fact, doom scrolling is an energy-draining activity rather than one that helps recharge you. When you scroll through meaningless or harmful information, instead of creating a relaxing feeling, you are making yourself more tired. The anxiety and stress you feel about what you're reading and watching can easily overwhelm your mood, making it impossible to rest and relax in a true sense. Moreover, you never feel satisfied after scrolling because everything is constantly changing, and it never ends. You only become more exhausted and miss out on the opportunity to truly recharge. Solution: replace doom scrolling with real relaxation activities if you're feeling exhausted and need rest. Instead of falling into the doom scrolling trap, try replacing it with activities that genuinely benefit your mental and physical health. One simple but effective way is to start with activities that truly allow your brain to relax and restore. Reading books is a wonderful activity to help your mind escape from worries and stress. When you read a book, you allow yourself to enter another world, a space separate from work and the negative information from the virtual world. Reading can help calm your emotions, improve concentration, and provide new, positive ideas. Find a book you love. It could be a novel, a personal development book, or a book that helps you relax and entertain yourself. Reading not only helps you relieve stress but also stimulates your imagination and allows you to find meaning in each moment. In addition to reading books, journaling is another great way to release emotions and help the mind relax. Writing down your thoughts and feelings is not only a way to vent the things that are making you anxious but also helps you gain a clearer understanding of yourself and what you're going through. Writing in a journal helps you reframe situations from a different perspective, which can reduce stress and worry. Journaling also helps you organize your thoughts and creates a personal space to express your emotions. Listening to music is an excellent option for relaxation. Music has a special power to regulate emotions. Soft, soothing melodies can help you relax and reduce stress, while upbeat tunes can energize you. Try creating a playlist that you enjoy for those times when you need to unwind. It could be instrumental music to help you meditate, or some fun songs to lift your mood. Music has the ability to connect the soul and help you escape anxious thoughts, while also allowing you to enjoy the present moment. A simple yet highly effective relaxation activity is lying still and breathing deeply. In this busy world, we sometimes forget that doing nothing can also be a form of rest. When you lie still and focus on your breath, you allow your body and mind to completely relax. Simple breathing exercises can help restore balance, reduce anxiety, and clear stress. You can also try light meditation techniques or simply lie still, relax your body, and let all your worries drift away. Benefits: real rest for your brain. When you replace doom scrolling with real relaxation activities like reading books, journaling, listening to music, or simply lying still and breathing, you're not just helping your mind relax, but you're also creating an environment that supports both your mental and physical health. Studies have shown that when you truly rest and relax, your brain can restore energy, reduce stress, and work more effectively. This not only helps you feel less tired but also helps you maintain your creativity and problem-solving abilities better the next day. One of the greatest benefits of true rest is emotional recovery. Doom scrolling may make you feel anxious and stressed, but relaxing activities help you calm your emotions and feel more peaceful. Your brain is no longer continuously stimulated by negative information, and you can feel tranquility in the present moment. This not only improves your mood but also helps you develop a more optimistic outlook on life. True rest is not about endlessly scrolling through your phone, but about giving your mind and body the opportunity to relax, recover, and recharge. When you replace doom scrolling with relaxing activities like reading books, journaling, listening to music, or lying still and breathing, you'll find yourself feeling calmer and more energized. These activities allow your brain to rest in a real way, helping you get a better quality of sleep, improve your mood, and recover your mental health. Remember, real rest is a crucial part of maintaining both your mental and physical health. Don't fall into the doom scrolling trap. Instead, dedicate time to meaningful, relaxing activities. By doing so, you'll not only protect your well-being but also create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Part 7. Create something to look forward to every evening. In the past, evenings were often a time of emptiness, a transition period between work and sleep. It was a time when the body felt exhausted and the mind lacked the energy to continue with any productive activity. Everything seemed to come to a halt, and you just waited for the clock to strike 10 p.m. so you could finally drift into sleep. This made the evening feel like a wasted time, devoid of meaning or value, and brought no sense of fulfillment. However, by learning how to transform this routine, you can turn each evening into a valuable period where you find joy and relaxation, instead of just waiting for the morning. In the past, evenings were empty and meaningless. You've probably had evenings where you felt completely empty after a busy day at work. After finishing your tasks, you may have felt drained with no energy left to engage in any productive or enjoyable activities. So, you would sit idly, staring at your phone or the TV, scrolling through content or videos on social media without any clear purpose. Although you might think you're relaxing, these actions actually create more emptiness and fail to offer any real rest. This doesn't just waste the opportunity for true relaxation, but also creates a negative habit. The evening becomes a time you don't look forward to, with nothing exciting to anticipate. You're simply waiting for the morning to begin another day of work. As a result, your evening becomes meaningless, leaving you with a feeling of boredom and a lack of motivation. Solution: set something small to look forward to. The truth is that evenings can become a time to truly live, rather than simply waiting for the next day. One of the simplest ways to change this perception is to create something small to look forward to each evening. Setting a small delight is one of the best ways to help you unwind and enjoy your evening. You could indulge in a cup of your favorite tea, relax with a good book, or prepare a snack you love. It's simple, but these small actions can change your mood and help create something positive to look forward to during the evening. For example, you could decide to spend 30 minutes each evening watching a favorite movie or find a TV show or podcast to follow. Choose activities that you genuinely enjoy and make sure to dedicate time to them. This doesn't just help you relax, it also gives you a small goal to look forward to each evening, making the evening not just a time to pass but an important part of your life that you enjoy. Creative activities are also a wonderful way to bring excitement to your evening. You could try drawing, writing, or even learning a new skill like pottery or playing a musical instrument. Creative activities not only help you relax but also allow you to grow and experience new things every day. A great example is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings from the day helps you release your emotions and serves as a great way to reconnect with yourself. These entries don't need to be long or complicated. You simply need to jot down what you feel and experience, even if it's something small. This will help you feel lighter and more at peace, no longer feeling empty or tired after a long workday. In addition, practicing relaxation techniques such as yoga or meditation is also a great solution. Both of these activities help you release stress, reduce anxiety, and promote a deeper sleep. You could dedicate just 20 minutes each evening to breathing exercises or meditation, which will help you ease the tension built up throughout the day. Result: transform your evenings into real living time. When you start creating something to look forward to each evening, you'll notice a significant shift in how you feel about the time at the end of the day. Your evening will no longer be just a time to wait for the morning, but rather a time you can truly enjoy and appreciate. You won't just be resting, but you'll also be doing things you love, allowing your body and mind to fully relax. Setting something small to look forward to each evening gives you more motivation and inspiration to wrap up the day. You'll feel excited to finish your work and then indulge in enjoyable activities, instead of sitting idly waiting for sleep. These evenings become an important part of your life, a time where you can find joy and satisfaction without having to work or worry. Instead of feeling regretful about wasting your evenings with fatigue, you'll realize that each evening is an opportunity to refresh yourself, to reconnect with things you love. These moments become part of your journey to maintaining balance in life, from work to private relaxation. The greatest lesson we can learn from creating something to look forward to every evening is the importance of living fully every day. Life isn't just about busy moments where you can't enjoy yourself. Life is about balancing work with periods of relaxation where you can recharge and reconnect with yourself. Instead of just waiting for the morning and letting your evenings slip away aimlessly, you can change how you perceive your evenings and make them a significant part of your life that you cherish. Creating something to look forward to not only helps you relax but also keeps you motivated to live and appreciate every moment of life. Your evening is not just time to rest, it's an opportunity for you to reconnect with yourself and find joy in the small things. Take the time to dedicate something enjoyable to each evening, find what makes you happy and excited, and remember that your evening is a valuable part of your life that you deserve to enjoy. Conclusion: rebirth after exhaustion, a life lesson from burnout. The feeling of exhaustion is not a normal part of adulthood. It should not be the price we pay for being considered grown-ups. Modern society has created a pressure-filled standard where people are measured by productivity, busyness, and the number of tasks they check off each day. But after all the deadlines, goals, reports, and KPIs, what's left? A drained body, an empty soul, a person lying silently on the sofa, numb, without motivation, without a sense of self. We live in an era where overworking is glorified as a badge of honor, but no one talks about the consequences. No one talks about the price we pay when we constantly put our own needs last. No one teaches us how to listen to our emotions, how to recognize the early warning signs from our bodies and minds. So we end up learning those lessons alone, through sleepless nights, weary afternoons when we just want to disappear, moments staring blankly at a wall wondering why we're even alive. The scariest part isn't being tired, it's becoming numb. When you're so exhausted you no longer feel anything, when you become indifferent to your own sadness, when you accept life as a cycle of repetition with no escape, that's when you've truly lost touch with yourself. But even in that darkness, a small spark can appear. We begin to ask questions. Is this really how I want to live? Is there another way? And most importantly, can I find myself again? Rest is not laziness, it's rebirth. We've been taught that rest is a reward for productivity, but the truth is, rest is an essential part of life itself. You cannot keep giving from an empty cup. You cannot love others when you are breaking inside. You cannot create, contribute, or grow if you are constantly depleted. Rest is not just lying down. It is allowing yourself to pause, listen to your body, slow your breath, and let your emotions speak. It's when you stop reacting to the outside world and begin turning inward to heal. Maybe it's a walk with no destination, an evening without touching your phone, a slow meal, a deep night's sleep. These seemingly small things are the very pieces that make up your revival. You deserve to live, not just survive. We were not born to just work, pay bills, and die. You were not born to be part of a machine. You deserve a meaningful life, a joyful life, a connected life. You deserve to wake up with a sense of anticipation, not dread. You deserve to live fully in each moment, not count the days to the weekend. And to get there, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to face yourself, be gentle with yourself, and stay patient on the journey of healing. And finally, remember this, life is not measured by how many hours you work, but by the moments you truly feel alive. Protect those moments like a treasure, because they are the most beautiful, most real, and most valuable parts of you. If you see yourself in these words, give yourself permission to slow down. Begin the journey of finding yourself, not for anyone else, but for you, because you are worth it. Thank you for listening English Podcast.